What are you doing? Ew! What are you doing?
I was thinking about how cool it would be to juggle in the circus, but it's actually a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I think people actually go to school for that kind of stuff.
Really? That's crazy.
But learning how to juggle would actually be really cool. Welcome one and all to the very special, the unique, the simply magnificent KP Circus! Right now, it's time for what you've all been waiting for. Bring out the ever-talented and captivating juggling legend!
Oh man, that'd be so cool. If only I could catch these a little bit faster.
I guess you'll just keep having to practice. But you know what would be really impressive?
What?
A fire twirler. And remember, kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah, that would be pretty impressive.
I know, right? Wait, where'd you get the snacks?
Oh, since we've been talking a lot about circus acts, I thought about all the different foods that they have there too.
And you chose the oh-so-exciting peanuts?
Are you kidding me? Peanuts are the best snack. It's a classic. Right, Mickey?
Shake, shake, shake your peanut.
See, even Todd and Mickey agree with me.
I guess.
And besides, it's kind of hard to find or make funnel cake, so I went with the good old peanut instead.
You're ridiculous.
Maybe, but at least I have snacks.
Well, at least you're not eating those nasty orange circus peanuts.
What? These are amazing.
Ew. Anyways, I still think it'd be awesome to see a daring and courageous act.
You know what I always thought was the most courageous act?
What?
I said, you know what I always thought was the most courageous act?
What?
You know what I always thought?
No. I understood you that time, but I want to know the act you're talking about.
Oh. The lion tamer, of course.
Oh, now that would be awesome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm super excited to show you this next act. For the very first time, the KP Circus welcomes our very own Lion Tamer!
And I bet it would take a lot of courage to learn to be a lion tamer.
It totally would.
Probably even more training than it takes to learn how to juggle too.
Well, yeah, one of those jobs could kill you. Bowling pins don't have teeth.
But you know, that makes me think of someone who is super courageous in the Bible.
Who?
Esther.
You're right! Today we are going to hear all about a wild and dangerous tale of a young woman named Esther. Oh. Now you have to know that Esther was a Jewish woman who was adopted by her cousin Mordecai after her parents passed away. Now that sounds a bit like the beginning of a Disney princess movie, doesn't it? Well, just wait and see what happens next. So, Esther and Mordecai lived in a land called Persia, which was ruled by King Xerxes. One day, King Xerxes began a huge search across the entire kingdom to find the most perfect woman to become his wife and, get this, the new queen. Oh. You see where this is going, right? King Xerxes found Esther to be the prettiest woman in all the land, and so he made her his queen. But I have to tell you something super important about Esther's story. You see, Mordecai told Esther not to tell anyone, even the king, that she was his cousin and that she was Jewish. Since the Persian and Jewish people didn't always get along, Mordecai knew it was better for Esther to keep this a secret because that kind of news could have been very dangerous for her. Whoa! So one day, an important man who worked for the king named Haman got super mad at Mordecai. And when Haman heard that Mordecai was Jewish, he got the king to make a rule that all Jewish people in the kingdom would be killed. But remember, the king didn't know that Esther was Mordecai's cousin or that she was Jewish, and Haman didn't know that either. So this is where things start to get really dangerous for Queen Esther. Because Mordecai knew that the only way to save the Jewish people in Persia would be for Esther to go to King Xerxes and tell him all about Haman's evil plans. But Esther knew that it was against the law for anyone, even the queen, to go to the king when they hadn't been invited. Because if King Xerxes didn't want her there, he would have killed her. But that didn't stop her. You see, Esther knew that God would be watching out for his people. She and Mordecai fasted and prayed to God for help. The Bible tells us that Esther told Mordecai, "Go and gather together all the Jews of Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. My maids and I will do the same. And then, though it is against the law, I will go in to see the king. If I must die, I must die." Whoa! This super courageous girl knew that God would be with her, and so, at last, after 3 whole days of fasting, she went before the king, even though she knew it was dangerous. But to her surprise, King Xerxes was very happy to see her. He even asked her, "What do you want, Queen Esther? What is your request? I will give it to you, even if it is half the kingdom." And super courageous Esther had a plan, so she asked the king and Haman to join her for dinner. After King Xerxes and Haman had joined Esther for a couple of dinners, the king asked her once again, "Tell me what you want, Queen Esther. What is your request? I will give it to you, even if it is half the kingdom." And finally, Esther told King Xerxes what she had been keeping secret all this time. "If I have found favor with the king, and if it pleases the king to grant my request, I ask that my life and the lives of my people will be spared. For my people and I have been sold to those who would kill, slaughter, and annihilate us." And King Xerxes was furious. He demanded to know who would ever threaten Queen Esther. And Esther told him the truth, that it was Haman. So Haman was punished and killed for his crimes. And the king made a new law to protect Esther and Mordecai and all the Jews in Persia. Even though Queen Esther knew it was dangerous, her trust in God gave her the courage to ask King Xerxes to save the Jewish people. And Esther's story can remind us all that we are super courageous when we trust God.
Well, it looks like the daydreams our friends had about the circus today were just as wild and crazy as last week, if not even more. But the wildest part of all was how super courageous Queen Esther was. Even though she knew it was dangerous, she trusted God and was able to help save her people. We may not know why something scary or difficult might be happening or what to do next, but that's why it's so important for us to remember. We are super courageous when we trust God. Now, before you go, we want to let all of you know that in 2 weeks, we have an exciting carnival of our very own here in Kids Planet, and we're calling it KP Carnival. Every single kid who comes in person will get not only 1, but 2 prizes. So be sure to join us and don't forget to invite your friends too. In fact, we've got some KP Carnival Valentines for you to take home with you today to help you tell your friends all about this awesome event. We can't wait to see all of you back here in 2 short weeks. Bye for now, Kids Planet.